that links together good horses, owners, connections, and also community groups. So bravo to Southside Racing for bringing this race to life, and hopefully it's going to have a long history alongside the feature race, the Cranbourne Cup, to follow. Zed, Barraquil looking to protect his record around a bend.
He's the quality sprinter in this race, and the market's gravitating towards him now. And the good thing about him is he can take up a position. We saw that at Moonee Valley. He raced towards the front of the field. He can kick off a high-pressure race, tempo and then give some cheek in the home straight. So I think he deserves to be the horse to beat. Ray Magnerio, Nadal, Robrick may need things to go their way, but if Barraquil turns up in the form like we saw him in the McEwen Stakes, he might just be too good for this field.
Yeah, really tough race to dissect here. A number of horses that have been racing very consistently against each other, and some of them in even tougher grades, so found it hard to separate them. I have gone with Nadal on top. I'm not sure what kind of luck he's going to have from that barrier or where he's going to end up in regards to the track pattern, but I thought he saddled up in brilliant order. I thought it was the best that I've seen him all preparation, but as I said, not sure what the track's going to do or how it's going to work out, but he's my pick of the yard.
Yeah, it's been a good build-up, Amy, to this. And Nadal, he looked quite well, and he's solid in the market and trimming up too. He has got that tricky gate, but punters are with him and with you. 5 into $4.60. Now, there's been a drift with Barraquil, the $2.40 out to $2.90, but he's holding quite solid. He's going to get the $3, punters, so hold your powder with Barraquil. You're going to get out there. You go, magic of television. $7, Ray McNerio, $6 and $6.50, holding rock solid. The best backed at the price in this race are Arkansas Kid and Oscar's Fortune. Arkansas Kid also drawn out with Oscar's Fortune. And then once again, looking down the page, there's a trickle of money for Who Dares, dropped into 31, back out to 35. Is there a blowout? Outside of that, it's a big build-up for the $1 million Meteorite. Get your bets on. Chances are you're about to lose. Free and confidential support. Call the 1-800 number or visit the helpline.
Ben, your boy Arkansas Kid, he's just been racing so consistently. He looks great every time he steps out at the races.
We're really happy with the way he paraded here today. It's a hot day and he was nice and relaxed in the mounting yard, which is good to see, and he cantered down beautifully. Got a little bit of a tricky gate to navigate here, especially the way the track's playing, but he does have good gate speed, so if he jumps well, we're leaving it to Blake, but hopefully we're up on pace.
It's not like we're playing for $1 million or anything like that, Ben, that barriers really matter.
It's, you know, it's racing and you get your luck and you get your unlucky runs, but sometimes those wide draws are a good thing. You stay out of traffic and you get the best run. You quite often see horses win Group 1s from the widest draws, so fingers crossed. We've got a top jockey on. The horse seems great. He's had a good trial into this, a month between runs, and he really thrives off that. He's won before doing it, and we're hopeful we can run well here today.
It's a huge crowd here. I'll let you go and get your vantage point and cheer on your horse. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, all the best to Ben Hayes. Arkansas Kid, what a preparation it's been. It would top it off with victory here in the normal running of the Meteorite. Lindsay Park purchasing their own slot, and they have linked with Pearsdale Baxter Junior Football Club. Terrific to see so many community groups represented ahead of the $1 million Ladbrokes Meteorite. Let's go to Matt Hill.
Third up, Cranbourne local for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. Here is Spacewalk. Spacewalk coming up from an awkward draw. 2 to get set. Who Dares? The jockey Paddy Maloney for the Caring Walker Yard at Mornington. They dare to dream with Who Dares, who takes an outside gate with Cloudland. And the earth is about to shake for the first ever running of the Meteorite. Stand by for a start. 1200. Starter has them. Ready.
You right there, Nico? No. Jump up in there, Rocky. Hang on here, guys.
Stands well with Barraquil.
Right, clear!
Signal. Gates are back and racing. Robrick away fairly. Barraquil began very, very fast to the lead, followed by Philosopher, Oscar's Fortune, Ray Magnerio, and Who Dares isn't too far away. Mustering through as Robrick after 250 metres, then Cloudland, Christilli, DePore. Next in the field, pounding Moby Dick, Nadal. Towards the back is Spacewalk and also Arkansas Kid. Philosopher is burning rubber at the 750 and crossed over to lead Oscar's Fortune, and Barrakiel third the inside. 2 lengths Ray Magnerio. They were followed by Robrick and Who Dares a length to Cloudland, not on the track. They were followed by Cristilli, DePaul, Moby Dick, Arkansas Kid, Pounding Nadal. Spacewalkers last. Philosopher led the Meteorite. 400 metres to go. With on the outside Barrakiel, Oscar's Fortune next. For the back, Robrick, Ray Magnerio, followed by Who Dares, and Cloudland is out deeper on the track, but Barrakiel lets down at the 200 metres. Surge 2 legs in front of Ray Magnerio, Oscar's Fortune, and Nadal from a mile back. Barrakiel, 100 to go, stopping. Here's Nadal. Nadal's going to smash them over the top. Nadal, bang, a big winner on the Meteorite from Ray Magnerio, and also Barrakiel in photos. They were followed next in the field by Moby Dick in company with Cloudland, Spacewalk. Then came Robrick, Who Dares, Arkansas Kid, DePaul, Cristilli, Oscar's Fortune, Philosopher, and Pounding.
The celebrations kick off for Team Nadal, and what an afternoon it could be for them. On the other side of the country, those colours will be represented by Light Infantryman in the Group 1 Railway Stakes. Here they've got themselves the lion's share of the 7-figure payday on offer in the inaugural running of the Ladbrokes Meteorite. Kieran Maher Racing Nadal in the slot that Kieran Maher Racing took up for the first edition of this race, and fantastic that Equine Pathways will be the beneficiary as they were the community group partner of our winner Nadal, who has run a slashing 1:9.7, just 0.18 outside Casablanca's track record set at this meeting 2 years ago. Barrakiel, Ben Allen did everything possible. It was a terrific ride to keep him out of harm's way, behind the leader, Philosopher, and off the fence. He had to do a little bit of work alongside Oscar's Fortune early on. He presented, he looked your winner for a period of time, but Nadal absolutely went past him in blinding fashion. There'll be a photo, Ray Magnerio and Barrakiel. It might be the outsider in Ray Magnerio who gets it. That is now confirmed. 12, 6, 2, 13, the numbers across the line in the first running of the Meteorite. Time confirmed at 1:09.71. That is a blistering performance from a horse who's set to go to greater heights.
Yeah, serious performance from a lightly raced sprinter who clearly didn't have things go his way at Flemington last time out, but he gets a feature race win here, and I doubt that will be the last time we see him win at the higher level. Look at the way that he picked off these rivals from back in the field. We haven't seen horses be able to do that all throughout the day. Defied the pattern and didn't just win, but has given his rivals windburn, like a shot out of a cannon from the top of the straight. Let's hear from Adrian Joyce from the Maher stable.
Adrian Joyce, you've just taken out the first running of the Meteorite, but the win's one thing, the manner is something altogether again. That is a career best performance from Nadal. How do you make sense of it?
Ethan has to get a lot of the credit because they went very hard and he had to come from a long way back. He decided, obviously, you see in the run, he didn't want to pull out wide and come with that long range and run. So he waited and he just got the splits and he gave him a super ride. It's great for Ozzy and John and the rest of the crew involved in him. They're great supporters of the yard, of Kieran's, and yeah, it's super. We're delighted.
Gelding high-quality horses, always a challenging decision. It's clearly one that's been vindicated across the last 4 starts. How have you seen from up close how this horse has been able to develop across the spring?
Yeah, he came back in this prep, you know, different horse, stronger, moving really well, and he's just kept improving, and you know, we've always had a lot of faith in him. He's a really nice horse and a beautiful individual as well.
Adrian, it's the team's own slot that you took up with your own galloper, but fantastic that a wonderful service like Equine Pathways is going to benefit from this victory as well.
Definitely, yeah. It's you know, for the organisations to be able to run a race like this in a small track, it's great for the business.
Adrian, well done.
Thank you.
Some win from Nadal from back in the field. Barrakiel gave a really good kick. The end of 1,200 metres, he was out of carrots, but he was just in another league. Nadal, the way that he quickened off that fast tempo, wow, that was some performance, and I'd imagine he's going to be well credentialed going into 2025 in some of our best sprint races.
Oh, he was something else, wasn't he? I said pre-race I wasn't sure where he was going to end up and how the track was playing and how that was going to fare for him, but he was just too good, and I think that strong tempo up in front allowed him to use his turn of foot, which is his best attribute, and a guy that gave a great steer is Ethan Brown, and he's with Nigel.
Ethan Brown with a few waves for some happy people, and He'll never pay for a meal at Lamarro's ever again after Nadal's taken out the first running of the Ladbrokes Meteorite. So looked like a searing tempo from the get-go. Talk us through your strategy.
It mapped that way on paper. I did want to be a bit closer, but they kept up that genuine gallop, which pushed us a pair further back. I just rode in. They started fending around the corner. I thought, well, we can't loop him. So give him a click. He was right there for me. Gap presented and off he went. That was a good win, and sure to rate much better than his win at Caulfield the other day.
You were a bit concerned when we spoke a couple of hours ago about the draw in hindsight, given how the race got run. Did it work in your favour?
It did, yeah. Like, obviously the track's been a bit on speed, so maybe a few connections had the same idea, and it worked in our favour.
So you've got a handle on this guy now. He's run slashing time. What do you think he might be capable of in 2025?
He's group class. Like, he's very talented, and he's in the right stable. They'll put him through his grades, and as I said, it wouldn't surprise me to see him win a stakes race, and the horses he beat there, then like it just puts the writing on the wall, doesn't it? The feel he gave me was terrific, and yeah, look, I'll have to stay on his back, put it that way.
Hopefully. Well done.
Thank you.
Financial support, call the 1-800 number or visit the website.
This mounting yard is brought to you by Barrastock. Find your edge with the Barrastock Racing Range. Visit barrastockhorse.com.au.
For the fourth time at 1,600 metres and at the back end of the Victorian Spring Racing Carnival, the Ladbrokes Cranbourne Cup at listed level, $500,000 up for grabs. Charterhouse last year for Kieran Maher and Declan Bates, Uncle Bryn for Bussett and Young and Mark Zara, King Magnus for Griffiths de Kock and Lockie King back in 2021. Our recent winners of the 1,600 metre November editions. Horse 1 is Pinstripe. The Memsey winner of this spring brings a touch of quality.
He does, and given he is a Group 1 winner, he has to carry a fair bit of weight. That's the concern here today. He does draw barrier 1, which should give him an opportunity at a lovely run just on the back of the speed. His recent effort at Flemington in the Champions Mile was very solid. He was only beaten 4 lengths there by Mr. Brightside. He's a quality individual.
He is a quality individual. EJ knows this horse well and has turned him out in great shape, all preparation. Today's absolutely no different. He's at peak fitness. His skin's beautiful. He's moving well. So all ticks from me.
2, Mighty Ulysses. 3, Uncle Bryn are scratchings. 4 is Nugget. It's been a lengthy break between wins. His last victory coming in the Lord Stakes on Boxing Day 2022.
He's much better suited, though, back to 1,600 metres. Forgive the last run over 2,000. He can be a little inconsistent, but his best form is right up to winning this. I think he's a massive chance.
He's moving unbelievably well, this little fellow. He's not an overly big horse, but he's just got so much spunk. He's really showing off the way that he's walking around the yard here. His fitness is spot on. Obviously, dropping back in trip now, you know that he's rock hard fit.
5's to Party a scratching. The 6 in Banker's Choice. He contested the Chester Manifold at his last start.
He's not an easy horse to catch. I think he does prefer a little bit more sting out of the track than what he's going to get here. 15 starts on a good surface for no wins.
He looks really well, this horse. He's looked well all preparation. He does need to improve on what he's been doing on the racetrack because the team have done their bit each and every start. He's looked great, but he's just been a little bit disappointing.
Von Hawk was top 4 in the Crystal Mile before contesting the Champions Mile.
And he finished basically alongside Pinstriped and now meets that galloper 6 kilos better than him, given the conditions of this contest. I think at $10, he's a great hope in this race. His run at Moonee Valley, as you highlighted, was outstanding. I've got him second pick, and I'm going to make him a winner in this race.
He looks super, this fellow. He's such a handsome individual. I'm always drawn to him. I've always been a big fan. His fitness is spot on. He's obviously been up for a fair while now, so he's been beautifully maintained between runs. It's all ticks from me.
8, Air Assault across from Adelaide after winning the John Letts on Melbourne Cup Day.
You'd imagine he's going to roll forward from that barrier. He has a lot of early speed, and he was a good winner in a listed grade at Morpheville last time out. So he might be the one that finds the top here and give them something to catch.
Yeah, nice parade from this fellow. It's no surprise to see him win over 1,800 last start, because to me that sort of looks like he'd get it 2,000 metres, that kind of distance range, just how athletic he is. He's been presented in great healthy shape. He's obviously very fit, just dropping back slightly in distance. He's had a little bit of a sweat on his girth, but that's not going to affect his performance at all. 9, It's a Wild Night is brought across to Australia by Tiako, and he has form around some of New Zealand's best.
Very interesting horse. Rising to 1,600 metres might be the query. His last two victories have been at 1,300, and he was very strong at the back end of his last run. The stable are very smart, though. They know the right horses to bring across from New Zealand to be based here from their Australian hub out of Cranbourne. Draws a good gate, no weight on his back, good jockey. He can race near the speed. He looks a great chance.
He looks really well. He's a nice individual. My first time laying eyes on him. He's tall, athletic. His skin is absolutely beautiful. He's in lovely overall condition. I think that if your query is if he's going to run out the mile, they've well and truly got him fit enough for this. He's got great tone all over his body. He's moving well and conserving his energy. So I've only got positive things to say from what I'm seeing.
10 running buys are scratching to the 11 Globe, who was second up in the Chester Manifold when the place getter just overrun in the closing stages by Light Infantryman. Worth remembering, of course, he started a $3.20 favourite in a Fian Stakes last spring in a race won by Pinstripe before contesting a Cox Plate.
He's been building slowly this time in, and he might be ready to peak now, third up getting to 1,600 metres. He can take up a position. He's got an informed jockey, no weight on his back. You would assume this is a race that he's been set for the campaign, and easy to see why he's been popular with punters.
Big, strong boy. He's just getting a little bit up on his toes now, but that's fairly typical for him. No surprise to see him go out a little bit early now with the pony just to try and keep him calm and composed before the start. He's a big brute of a horse. I think the team have done plenty of work with him, so his fitness is right up to the mark.
Local trainer Gavin Bedgegood trying to pull off a heist with the 12 Earlswood, who's had a gap between runs, won the Gold Nugget, then was beaten 5 lengths when on speed in the Seymour Cup.
Key gear change here with the blinkers going on for the first time. Maybe he just needs them to spark him up, because he was terrific 2 starts back. He was a little flat last time out, but with the application of blinkers, this older horse really might improve here.
Yeah, you'd hope so. I don't think that Gav could have him looking any better than what he does today. He's at peak fitness. He's moving well. His skin's beautiful. He's just getting a little on his toes now, which is to be expected as runners are going out onto the track. But I think it's an excellent parade from him.
13 Cadmus was first up when 5th beaten 5 in the Chester Manifold.
It was a good run. He may want a little further. He could peak when he gets out to, say, 1,800 or 2,000 metres, but he's light on his feet. He's got no weight on his back. He meets similar opposition to what he met last time. He might be going around here at big odds.
I love this horse. I think he's such a nice athletic type. He's very handsome. I think he's been prepared beautifully for today, and he has a very imposing second up record as well. The team know how to get this horse, how to fire. I think that his fitness is spot on. He was just getting a little bit warm in the yard and having a little bounce, but that's not going to affect his performance.
14 Macram, 15 Cosmic Vega are scratchings and likely to head to tomorrow's Kilmore Cup. 16 is Dashing. Craig Newitt is aboard. He's had previous success in this race. 7th in the Moonga, 6th in the Chester Manifold.
Inside gate can go forward. You'd imagine he's starting to hit his peak in terms of his fitness. He's got a fair bit of ground to make up on some of his rivals, but he could easily turn that around given now he is third up.
He's lovely and free, this horse. He was perfectly relaxed the whole time that he was in the yard. He's at peak fitness, so nothing to knock from a yard perspective. Craig
Newitt would put himself in rare company with a 3rd Cranbourne Cup win, winning it in 2011 on Boom and Zoom and 2014 on Mourinho. Kieran Maher trying to be the first trainer since Leon McDonald in 2002 and 2003 to go back-to-back in the Cranbourne Cup. He won it last year with Charterhouse, and you think he's got a good chance here in the form of Nugget Zed?
I think he's well placed back in trip to the mile. Just a bridge too far going to 2,000 last start. He may need things to work out given the way things have transpired, but we did see, Nadal from the previous race come from back in the field. Conditions are changing. The wind is certainly not as strong from the north as it has been throughout the day, and maybe that's giving horses from back in the field a little bit more of an opportunity to run into this contest. I thought Von Hawk out of the same race at Moonee Valley 2 starts back was a big hope. Globe, It's a Wild Night, Pinstripe, they look to be the main chances, but I'm having something on Nugget and also Von Hawk.
I've found Nugget as well, BZ. I just thought this horse had a lot of spunk in the yard today. He was moving particularly well. He seemed very confident and happy within himself. His fitness is absolutely spot on. You'd like to see him bounce back to a little bit of form based on his most recent run, but before that it was all solid. But I thought he looked an absolute treat in the yard today, so I'm with you with Nugget.
Righto, there he is, and he's getting late support too, Amy, so around that $6, $6.50 mark is Nugget, right there with Pinstripe, and as we work back from Nugget to Pinstripe to Air Assault, all rock solid in the market, those horses late with Sportsbet, but Globe. Someone's turned the light on. into $4.20. He's going to start your clear-cut favourite. It's a Wild Night, holding at $4.60, so it's on. Good fluctuations. I love fluctuations late in a country cup. And the Cranbourne Cup is on. Thank you, punters. Good spread of money. Globe's going to start your favourite. I'll hopefully come back with a market move it for you. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the 1-800 number or visit the helpline.
Mick Price off the quick backup from James Aferis and Jess Eaton's wedding yesterday. How'd you pull up?
It's fine. I was in the ocean this morning at 8 o'clock. Beautiful, like a big whale.
You never disappoint. Your man Globe, he gets a bit hot and sweaty in the yard. That's pretty typical for him.
It wasn't too bad. Junior was hosing him where you see he was wetted up. He's actually handled it good. We brought him here Tuesday morning, and for a high nervous energy horse, he's pretty good. I'm more concerned about how that big horse is going to get around here at Cranbourne, and I thought for $500,000 I'll take a risk on that, because at least he puts himself in a forward position. He's not going to get bundled up in traffic, and he'll have Air Assault sitting off him, but we're going to take a bit of a wider arc around the corner and see if we can keep him balanced and rolling. But honestly, that's my worry, that that big horse getting around here.
Who was on him with his gallop earlier in the week? Was that Ethan?
Tell you the truth, I was in New Zealand. Oh, yeah, it was E. Brown. Yeah, it was E. Brown, yeah. So, look, he was happy with him, but track work's track work, isn't it? And then all our training's always beautiful, and then comes race day. Don't know what happens.
It's all so easy at home, isn't it? How did your horses pull up out of the Meteorite?
Well, the three of them, Chris Dilly will be okay. She'll improve. Robrick will go 4 weeks into the pack on 1400. He raced like he wanted 1400 metres, and Moby Dick did his best. He had to get out of traffic. So they're 4th, 7th and 8th or something, but yeah, it's okay. Wasn't too bad.
Better luck here.
Thank you.
Good luck to Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. here with Globe. Mick having success previously in this race when it was run over the 2025 with Picard in 2013 and Octobello in 2018. What's the market doing late here in the Cup, Ed?
It's very open, as has been the case throughout the week, but Air Assault's probably been the best back, now into 550. He looks to be the horse that can find the front, but there's not too many to be loaded as we go to Matt Hill for his call of the Cranbourne Cup.
Place. It's a Wild Night. Blake Shin with the game face on, going into the stalls. They're making a good line. There's Cadmus, who was a bit of an eye catcher during the Flemington 4 days. Gets back in its races, will be swooping late. Von Hawk goes up, Earlswood the next one forward. Field of 10 for the Ladbrokes Cranbourne Cup, going up riderless as Banker's Choice. So the last couple to get set, Air Assault, who was terrific winning in South Australia. This is a tougher assignment.
The last one's coming up.
Well supported. It's in a 1.5 with bookmakers. Air Assault. Globe just favourite ahead of It's a Wild Night, and Air Assault as the last one goes forwards. Damien Lane aboard Air Assault. The field is set to go. Stand by for a start. Earlswoods won't stand straight, and attendant going up with Earlswoods. They are ready. Sets. Gates are back and they're racing. It's a Wild Night from barrier number 3. Broke away pretty well. Von Hawk and also Globe show out in the first few strides. Globe will lead from Air Assault the outside. Also dashing It's a Wild Night. Von Hawk's going to snag back. Passed by Pinstriped early. They were followed next in the field by Earlswood on the rails from Nugget. Von Hawk back to third last. Banker's Choice. Cadmus. Globe is the leader. 1200 metres to go. By a length and a quarter. Air Assault and dashing. 2.5 Pinstripe. Fourth the rails from It's a Wild Night. 2 lengths to Earlswood. Nugget. Von Hawk deeper. A length and a half Banker's Choice, and Cadmus last in the Cranbourne Cup. 900 metres to go. Globe saunters along in front by about a length and a half to in second place Air Assault and dashing. They were followed at the 800 metres by Von Hawk. In between horses It's a Wild Night. Then came along the inside Pinstripe from Earlswood. Well back Nugget, Cadmus and Banker's Choice is at the tail of the field at the 600 metres. So Globe leads out, rolls along by about 2 lengths to in second place dashing Air Assault. They were followed by Pinstripe. Out deeper on the courses Von Hawk, It's a Wild Night, Nugget, Earlswood, Banker's Choice, and under the whip Cadmus up towards the corner, and the front runner is Globe. Ethan Brown looking for a unique double, has a decent buffer at the moment as they reach the 200. It's Globe in front from dashing Air Assault, Pinstripe and Nugget. Still Globe, 100 metres to go, about a length and a quarter. Air Assault trying to pick it up. Globe in front. Air Assault a half away. Globe has won it and won from in second place, Air Assault. Third, Dashing on Nugget. Then it's a Wild Night as the place goes wild. Behind those horses, Banker's Choice and Earlswood. Pinstripe pulls up alongside of Von Hawk, and Cadmus was last.
At Cranbourne Cup for Mick Price. He's first in partnership with Michael Kent Jr. They've been to hell and back with this horse, Globe. It's an emotional victory, given the issues he had coming out of that Fian Stakes 12 months ago when he was a race favourite. It looked to be a horse perhaps set to head towards Group 1 heights. They've had to bring him back. He's had just 4 starts since that Fian Stakes, the third of them being this afternoon. This is his first victory since a dominant performance to put away a benchmark 100 field in an 1800 metre race at Hillside back in May 2023. And what a day, what a carnival Ethan Brown is having. The Group 1 on another profit last Saturday. He's second of the spring. He's cleaned up the features on Cranbourne Cup Day, taking out the first running of the Meteorite on Nadal for a great supporter in Kieran Maher, and he has got the job done from the front on Globe for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. Second to Light Infantryman, second up in the Chester Manifold. He looked perhaps just slightly in need of the run. That has got him on song to hold off the closers. Air Assault was the best of them, a terrific performance coming back across from South Australia from the John Letts Cup winner. So confirmed numbers in the 2024 Cranbourne Cup. Margins long head by a neck, 11, 8, 16 Dashing, and 4 in Nugget will run fourth.
He's been able to peak here third up, and it's great to see Globe back to his winning ways. A horse who promised a lot early on in his career. He's clearly had his issues, but let's get out to Amy with some of the winning connections.
Hey Liv, how proud are you of your boy?
Oh, I'm so proud of him. It's ridiculous. Oh, that means so much. He's been through a lot and he's really pulled it together this prep. I'm really happy for him.
I think you've been through a lot together, haven't you?
Yeah, we've definitely been through a lot together, and yeah, it's really good.
I'll let you go enjoy the moment.
Thank you so much.
So some of the connections there associated with the Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. stable. Mick Price not too far from Nigel, I believe, who's just making his way over to have a chat. Just over your right shoulder there, Nigel, if you're wanting to catch him, is Mick Price, who's just in there chatting to a couple of the press journos. But peaking third up was Globe this afternoon, able to ride the speed, which has clearly not been a disadvantage this afternoon. Air Assault was brave. Nugget was good back in the field. Dashing's battled away to run third, but Mick Price now with Nigel.
Well done, Bill. Well done.
Mick Price is with us. A few well-deserved handshakes. His third Cranbourne Cup, first in partnership with Michael Kent Jr. with Globe. You've been to hell and back with this horse. What does this mean?
Well, I think it's fantastic for the owners because we took a big punt on this race. You know, 17-hand horse getting around Cranbourne where I have my worst strike rate. And I thought, well, greed is good, 500,000. What do you do?
How beneficial was having him across the road to mitigate the heat of the day?
Well, I think bringing him here on Tuesday was a good idea because he is a high nervous energy horse. And he did belt out a bit of energy on Tuesday morning, but Kid did a good job on him. And he's actually, you know what, it's not that hot a day. I know it's hot, but it's not hot where the horses are really stressed. I thought the Kid did a good job with him out the back, and they hosed him and kept him cool. The horse was in good nervous order, you know what I mean? It wasn't, his wheels weren't fizzing around his head, which they can. And I think the more racing he does, the better he'll be.
And to that end, an on-speed galloper who likes 7 or 8 furlongs has got a plethora of options in Australia. Mick, what could 2025 hold?
Yeah, I'm not a big push on summer for him, I must say. You know, he's only just got to his nice range at the moment. Well done, Ethan. Come in here, mate. Well done, boy. Group one boy, this kid. Well done, mate.
Mick, well done. We'll chat to your winning jockey.
Interview the real good horse.
Ethan Brown is having some sort of afternoon to round out some sort of carnival. The Cranbourne Cup at it now with victory aboard Globe. Did you get a sense in transit just how much improvement he'd made from the Chester Manifold?
Yeah, I did. Even his work the other day, I felt he'd improved. I was just wrapped the way he dealt with things today. It was a hot day, which could have easily brung him undone, but he was in the right hands. Kept his cool, and look, we established such a beautiful lead. He pricked his ears. I knew I was on a fit horse. We were able to up the tempo a long way out and try and break him. and that's proved what happened. He'll improve again out of this run. I'm confident he'll get back to where they thought he was heading before he got injured.
What was your sense in the straight? How confident were you that you could hold them at bay?
Oh, I was gritting my teeth. I knew it was going to be tight because obviously he did set a nice enough tempo, and I did get rolling on him early. He's only third up, so he will improve. But yeah, I was gritting my teeth and hoping for the best.
Did you learn a bit about him from start to start?
Yeah, a little bit. You got to be kind to him and just keep him happy. Yeah, it's been a horseman on him, and that worked today.
Speaking of happy, how are you going? How's the household going? It's been quite the week from Celine's claim being eradicated to you just stacking up the winners. It's a special time, isn't it?
It is. You know, we've got a lot of good people around us, getting a lot of good support. We're making the most of our opportunities, and look, it's certainly good times at the moment.
You are, bravo.
Thank you.